Yo, Inca, you want to come out here? Well, you know why you're here, and you know why I'm here. So let's cut to the chase, shall we? Welcome back to the MDA. This is the Week 4 review, Week 5 preview. I'm Incog, or Avery for short, whatever you prefer. Well, this was an interesting week as per usual, so let's talk about it. First and foremost, we had the first battle of the week. The Malformed Mayhem take a 2-0 victory over the Orlando Libertics. This was pretty good. Once again, the Rabombi show almost came to town, and let me tell you something, Ian definitely tried really hard to really just stay in this game, and I mean, he did a pretty good job for what it's worth. Sandy definitely had him on the ropes, and I mean, this was a 2-0, but it was a +3 differential, so let me tell you something, these are games you're gonna want to watch, because good lord, have mercy on my soul here. This was crazy. Definitely good games by each coach, and I definitely believe that it literally could have gone either way. And you might say, but Avery, you see that every week. That's because the games are good, nigga, keep up. Listen, alright, man. I definitely think this could have gone either way. There's definitely some things that definitely will be consistent, and that's Sandy bringing this damn Iron Jugulus every fucking week. And certain things will be true. While Mega Scizor had a great week 1, it will keep dropping off just a tiny bit every week. But, you know, for what it's worth, this was a really good game, really good set, and I think everybody should watch it, so you definitely should. As usual, battles are in the description. And for now, congratulations Sandy on his 2-0 victory. He moves up to, I'm pretty sure, 2-2 or 3-1. I'm going to keep it honest, I don't remember, but that's okay. There's a screen for that anyway, so let's keep going. Next matchup we had was the No More Heroes versus the Zigzagoon is great, and if you told me that this was going to go differently, I would have lied to you. This could have gone differently. That first game was definitely really good on Fiverr's part, but that second game, man, Gliscor came out and said, well, it's time for everybody to go now, and it did what it did, and as you can clearly tell, it could have gone either way that first game. I will admit that much to be true, but in the end, Gliscor was inevitable, and just the way Nasty played this, it literally was game over that game too. Like, game 1 was definitely close, and I'll give Fiverr a lot of credit. There's definitely a lot of improvement every week, but this was just an onslaught that game too. So, you know, congratulations to Nasty on their 2-0 victory, of course. I think this actually moves them up to 2-2, while unfortunately the Zigzagoon is great. Are moving down to 0-4. It'd be like that sometimes. However, next matchup we have up is the Vegas Goldango and Crawford Crustals. Vegas taking a 2-1 victory, and this was one of the 3 games. And let me tell you something, this was Iron Crown's final game, spoiler alert, and let me tell you something, it was a good game to be your final game, I'll tell you that. And as you might notice, Iron Crown and Gyarados are sharing slots, and you might have noticed that on the other slides for some other mons, but with all in good intentions, I'm not making another box for just another mon. But this was definitely more dominance by Cog. After that first game, I definitely felt like it could have gone back into Pandros's pocket to be a 2-0 series win, but once Cog turned it on and really hit him with the I understand it now, this was one of those grit and grind ass fucking games for game 2, and game 3 was pretty good. I will say for the record, while this was good games on each side, this could have gone either way. Could have been a 2-0 for Crawford, could even been 2-1. But once the trick comes out, or once the mon that you have designated to do what you want it to do doesn't do what you want it to do, shit happens. Definitely really good games, and I really do think, despite the fact that Iron Crown is being dropped this week, it served its purpose. So, as we all know, 07 to you, good sir. And we also got to see Mega Gyarados finally pop outside for once again, and Morpeko still showing his face almost every week, still trying to do its best, and it is certainly doing the best it can. Congratulations to Vegas on their 2-1 set victory. Moving on, though, I think they are 3-1. No, they're 2-2, and then Crawford moves down, unfortunately, to 1-3. But moving on to the final match of this week, we had the Kahului Comb Phase take a 2-1 set victory over the Rage Fist Annihilate, and now there are no more undefeated teams. Kahului definitely proved that even after that Game 1 victory, that there's always a chance for shit to go wrong, and that Mega Latios definitely showed its ugliest face possible. But even in doing that, Game 3 was a classic to be had, a 2-0 victory for the Kahului Comb Phase. And let me tell you, once again, I say it about all the battles, generally speaking, but this was a good ass set right here. It could have gone either way. Like, Iron Hands being 6-2 and even Latios being 5-2 does not tell you the whole story. Let me tell you that to be certain, because that actually moved Iron Hands up into really good company in terms of kills. But in addition, we got to finally see Mega Lopunny show off why it is a premier Pokemon. We even got to see really good displays of dominance from Hisuian Zoroark and Ursaluna. And while Porygon doesn't seem like it did much, it was still pretty alright here. I definitely think this was, again, another series of battles that could have gone either way. And I definitely enjoyed watching these. And I definitely, for sure, never, ever in my life do I think that we're not going to see this again. These two teams will definitely meet up again in playoffs. I guarantee it. So this was a good set for what could be a really dope playoff match, even a finals match, if you will, if I am to speak so proudly about each of these coaches. Congratulations to the Kahului Comb Phase and Komori on their victory. Both teams are now 3-1, but with the high-ass differential, hold on. The Rage Fist Annihilate still maintain their top standing at 3-1 plus 19, while Kahului is far behind them, but not too far. 3-1 plus 7. Malformed at 3-1 plus 6, while we get to the 2-2s of Orlando being 2-2 plus 6, Vegas being 2-2 plus 4. No More Heroes finally hitting into that last playoff slot at 2-2 minus 3, while the Crawford Crustals head back down out of playoff contention into 1-3 minus 5. And unfortunately, the Zigzagoon is great, are 0-4 minus 34. While I don't think that they're technically eliminated, anything is possible. So I will not call them eliminated, and that's okay. We'll see what happens. But for now, it's top 6. You know, first 2 get a bye, and then the other 4 fight it out for the first week, and then you get to semis, and then you get to the finals. So let's see what these next matchups hold for our contestants, or coaches even. First game of the week, we have the No More Heroes versus the Orlando Zero Beartics. Knack Nasty is keeping up with the trend of not banning a Pokemon this week and decided against banning something, but Ian, being the smart, cunning man he is, decided what the fuck would I not ban a Pokemon for, and bans Great Tusk. Great Tusk has not been banned since probably League 1, honestly. But I don't remember. Regardless, Ian dropped Slitherwing for Buzzwold. I think 2 great Pokemon are traded for each other. It's always a good time. This battle is very devious because, as you might understand, we have Ground and Fairy versus Steel and Bug. And let me tell you something. Some of these Steel types do not want to be outside with some of these Ground types, obviously. And this could be me just speculating, but I believe in Ian to take this game. If, you know, he might not even care to, but I think that in terms of if you want to make a playoff push, and now is the best time at week 5 out of 7, Ian can for sure win this battle and be completely fine and keep it up into his playoff standings. Well, Knack definitely wants this victory. I think this is going to Ian 2-1 series victory, honestly. I think that while Ground is really decent into Ian's team, of course it is, given the Heatran, Iron Treads, Archala, and Jirachi, and even to some extent hitting neutrally on other mons like Volcarona and even the Scizor and Rabombi, and you fucking get it, right? Here's the thing, though. Despite that, how Knack overcomes Celesteela is the real telltale of this game. If Celesteela is walling off this team entirely, guess what, chicken butt? It's not gonna work out. And with Buzzwold being available, while it's not the greatest mon this matchup, it is still a decent mon overall. And these fairy types have to fear the big bad man himself, Mega Scizor, and even Heatran to a lot of extents. So this will come down to team composition and team building. I think Ian definitely has shown a little bit more prowess on that front, so I definitely got Ian 2-1 series victory, but like a lot of weeks, these games can go either damn way. Moving on, though, we have the Malformed Mayhem fighting the Zigzagoon is great, and, well, Rillaboom was banned by Sandy, and Fiverr decided to ban the Thunderous since they tried to ban, I believe, Mega Swampert, and it was banned last week, I'm pretty sure, so couldn't do that. I would have just recommended one of the other 4 flying types, but it is what it is. I think Sandy should take this. I don't see a universe where he doesn't, unless Fiverr pops out with Trick Room, Alolan, Slowking Galar with Hydrapple, and does some other crazy shit. And even Mega Venusaur could pop out and show niggas, you know what I mean? There's always a chance for everything. It's a very interesting game, though, because you have directly grass beating the water typing while flying is really fucked up into Fiverr's team. So realistically, this should be an easy 2-0 for Sandy, but anything's possible. If Fiverr turns up this week, it could definitely help their playoff chances, of course, but if anything, I know Sandy is definitely looking to keep pushing towards making playoffs at the very least, and probably looks towards trying to keep up in the race with Primer and Komori. So it is what it is, though. Sandy definitely takes this 2-1, however. Moving on, we have our next matchup, the Rage Fist Annihilate versus the Crawford, Crustals, and Good Lord Have Mercy. This is a certified Hood Classic of a match. Holy shit. So, Rage Fist decided to ban Annihilate, their namesake, of course, and it broke Primer's heart to even do that. While Pantros decided to go ahead and ban Gudra Hisuian since it's just too fucking bulky, and you know what? I gotta dap my nigga up. Let me tell you something. That's a good ban. That's a really fucking good ban. That mon's too fucking bulky for your team. And even then, Iron Hands would have even been fine too. It really didn't matter. There's so many threatening mons on Primer's team that anything could have gone either way. Now, with that being said, Primer probably wants to keep up, trying to keep up, you know what I mean, the winning, you know. After losing his undefeated streak, he wants to probably reclaim some ground there and keep Komori at bay. So I think Primer is definitely, you know, all joke intended, primed to go ahead and win this game. But if Pantros wants to keep up with the playoff race, this should be a very good game from him. And I mean, with Mega Aerodactyl not being banned and the inevitability of Electric being here, because obviously Mega Aerodactyl might be able to play a little bit of a good role, but with Sand being available, you should be able to boost up your Spadef and really do good work with this team. Do we see the return of Macargo? Do we see Frostlass come off the bench? And we're probably going to see Dragapult. I don't think you need me to say that, and Mimikyu should be there too. This is a really good game for both sides, and I'm going to go ahead and take Crawford here, man. I don't know. I think that there's going to be a 2-1 set. I think you just have to make the proper adjustments to deal with the fact that Primer, somehow, I don't know, he's been doing it so well, and he has this kind of just really decent, really great team. I mean, Electric and Dragon are great types, and I think that anything's possible, but this nigga be running rest on a lot of his mons. You gotta be careful there, dog, because these motherfuckers, any of them can be bulky. It could be any given Sunday. Hashtag I love football, man. Anyways, Crawford 2-1, but I genuinely think this can go either way, and you can say that about a lot of matchups this week, and most weeks, honestly. Moving on, though, to our last matchup, we have the Kahului Home Phase versus the Vegas Goldango, and you might have noticed another change to some teams. Listen here, all right, I'm shutting the fuck up. We see that Komori decided to go ahead and drop Kamo for Quaquaval. Pretty good pickup here, if I'm being honest, and as I mentioned earlier, Iron Crown was dropped for Iron Boulder. I didn't mention who it was, and now I have. But in the event that Cog wanted to use Iron Boulder, it was banned straight to hell for this matchup, while Cog decided to go ahead and ban Porygon 2. I genuinely think that this could go either way as well, but with Dark and Psychic having a fighting in normal, this feels like in Komori's favor far too much. I feel like you can see Zamazenta having a really great game this week, Hisuian Zoric having a really great game this week as well. And since Porygon has been banned, you could definitely see the rise of Iron Valiant yet again, or the rise of Meloetta back from week 1. But Cog has really good tools this week with Meowscarada. While you wouldn't probably be using Sucker Punch since you have your own Psychic Terrain users, you could definitely still put on a really good show with just being able to possibly build up Toxic Spikes, honestly, to get the resistance to fighting, and then go from there, honestly. I think we see Z Victini again, and we might even see just how crazy Roaring Moon can really be if there's not enough priority, because, well, for that point, while there is Mach Punch on, I want to say, Palmot and Vacuum Wave on Iron Valiant and such, if you build it bulky enough, if you run a Chople Berry, Roaring Moon can definitely run through this team, and I definitely think that Tapu Lele is a great cleaner here. But I'm taking Komori 2-1. I think that this game could go either way, but Komori's team is way more unstoppable than Cog's at the moment. And honestly, Komori wants to keep up in the race for playoffs and maybe even overtake Primer for that #1 seed. This is going to be the week to do it, because this is a real test, because this can come back up to bite you in playoffs. And, you know, I think that either way, this will go pretty well for each team. Regardless, 2-1 Komori, but it could go either way, in my humble opinion at least. But that's going to do it for your MDA Week 4 review and Week 5 preview. I'm Incog, and you've been watching IncogM, of course, as usual. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, join the MDA server down below if you want to go ahead and come on in and join Showdown League and Wi-Fi League stuff and shenanigans ensuing. Because trust and believe, I'm pretty sure I really do prefer Showdown, if I'm being honest with you, just because of the inevitability of the Switch 2 coming out. I don't know if another Wi-Fi season is within reach before we get there, just because of the accessibility issues, since you know, I live in the United States, and y'all, if you don't know what's going on, you know what's going on with over here. It's pretty fucking bad. Regardless, all matches are in the description as normal, so you should definitely check those out. And for sure, leave a comment down below. Whose team are you most impressed with so far? Who has been maybe a disappointment to you? And in your humble opinion, would you want any of these typing teams? Would you want to take over any of these teams at any point? Because I like a lot of these teams. I definitely think there could have been different picks on certain teams, but it's been a really fun time. Leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and I've been Incog. Good night, and good luck.